We'll get right into it. So azaleas, pleasant white. So these are the only azaleas we really have left. They're really nice. Those are today photos up on the top, and then you can see how the pleasant white blooms there down towards the bottom. But you know, the plants are looking real good. Came out of winter real nice. We got real good color. All the azaleas look really good from winter. We didn't look like we had any misses, so that's great. So, and we're progressing along, but you know, we're a little ways away from bloom, but you know, it's coming up. So start thinking about getting those on the trucks and, you know, really start targeting your azalea shipping to start getting them out. And you really want to get them out, you know, by the 1st of May as much as possible. You know, things will start to open up the 1st of May. And obviously, as it progresses, it gets harder and harder to ship it and still keep the flower looking good. So you got a couple of really good weeks here to get these on trucks, get them shipped out while the buds are still tight. Perfect time to get them out. All right, pom-pom. So we don't really do a lot of these, but we do a few. So just wanted to show you there, we got a few 7 gallons. We kind of changed over the years. We had them a little flatter, kind of spreading straight out. That really wasn't working for people. So the guys have done a really good job of getting them more upright, getting more spread between the balls on it and trimmed. And so we got 120. They're available, and you know, we'll keep going with it, but it's not a big item, but we just want to throw it out there. So we have these for people looking for a little interest. Spirea Gold Mound. So they're starting to turn on. You can see there, the growth is good. You can see there, it's harder growth. That's what we want. We don't want like these will turn more yellow as they go on, but we like to see those oranges a little more. That means that leaf is tougher. It can handle the tougher conditions right now. And then, you know, you can see that it's alive. It's not just a dead stick. So that's great. We got 1,300 of them available. You got quite a few booked. I think we got double play gold available. Yes. So we also have double play gold available. Obviously, this one here fits better for the landscaper, a little bit better price point than the proven winners, but that's why we continue to grow it. Both of them are real good plants. You know, they've been around. This one's been around for quite a while. So, you know, keep pushing that. A nice plant for the landscaper wholesaling. Forsythia Spring Glory. So we shipped out, looked like we were overbooked a little bit, and we shipped them all out. So thank you for that. They're all gone in the 3 gallon, but we do have a few 7s. These are 7 gallons available. Cheryl must have been shaken because the photo's fuzzy.
Well, it was raining then. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was raining. So you can see there, I mean, this is how they are out in the landscape. If you haven't noticed it, everyone I see is full out, full blooming. Obviously, this size here is probably more suited for the re-wholesale landscape, but you know, the Forsythia are a little short out there on the market, so maybe a garden center might snap up a couple of these to help them out. Next crops, I'm sure I'm going to get that question pretty quick. Since we're sold out, next crops won't be online until sometime in June. So probably towards mid-June. And we did talk about this plan a little bit. We're going to try to put an off-speed planning in, so we don't have this in the future where we run out for that May-June window. So that'll be something we'll look at propagating and canning this year, to try to have something to carry us through next year. So just a little heads up of what's coming. All right, Syringa. So this is just a collage of the French hybrids. Well, they're not French hybrids, but the X hybrids. So they're pretty much all sold. We do have some whites still available. Yes. So, you know, the white's white, you know, it's not a color, but it's really fragrant. I really like the fragrance on it. I mean, it's very good. It's just as strong as Vulgaris would be. So, but we have different ones. You know, you got Pocahontas, Blue Wonder, you got the Centera there. You can see how they're all coming out. So our target week, You know, we've left these open. You could have shipped them, but we caution you on that. I think you're good for next week. It's okay to go ahead and start putting them on trucks, start getting them out. Definitely your target week's the week of the 25th. You want to get these out the week of the 25th. Don't wait till the week before Mother's Day, because these will be blooming the first week of May sometime. They will be opening up, and you really don't want to ship this thing when it's doing that. There's this magical window. They have about 2 weeks to ship them. You don't want to ship them too early because people have a tough time taking care of them. As the bud pushes out, they're highly susceptible to a disease called Pseudomonas, and they can get huge amounts of damage. Once they get to this point where they're pushing out a little bit, they toughen up and they tend to resist that a little more. So that's why we caution you on shipping them too early, because people really have to protect them if they do that. But we're good to go. Start throwing them on trucks for next week. That's good. I think you're okay. And then just keep building it up and really try to blow them out the week of the 25th. So wanted to give you, a good week and a half notice on this so you can start pushing them out. But I think we're good to go. You can see there, kind of hard to see from the photo, but you can see the little, it's not really the bud, but the bloom starting to form on the tips, a little bit of color in there. That's starting to signal to us that we're getting go time. So, all right. And then last but not least, Syringa Dark Purple. So this is a completely different animal. This one's going to bloom a lot later, towards the end of May, middle of May, end of May, depends where we are. And then it will start to repeat bloom as we go throughout the summer. So this is a repeat bloomer. It's more of a rounded shrubby dude than kind of an upright lilac. We have 500 of them still available. And you got a lot of them booked. So, but we got some time on this. If you want to ship something just a little bit later, this would be the one. Get the X hybrids out first, and then these go out. A lot of these go to re-wholesalers because of the size, landscapers, but I'm sure quite a few of them also go to garden centers. I know Jeff's crop of threes is about the same status. Looked at those yesterday. They're pushing along, starting to push. We're starting to see a little bit of green, but they're virtually the same status. So, and plan on the 15th to start seeing any kind of color. So of May. All right, I think that's what we got. I confirmed with Jacob for B&B digging. Looks like with what we have left, what we got going on, I know Mark is going to go ahead and give him another round. We kind of put a light round in there. He's giving another round. It really looks like we're going to be wrapped up by next weekend, like the 23rd, 24th, with what we kind of show. I'm sure there might be a straggler or two. There might be some really small orders to try to combine them, so we can still dig the week of the 25th. We'll still entertain new orders. We'll just have to see where deciduous is. There might be a couple of things that I can't do. But we went ahead and pulled out, like the Amelanchier or those kind of things. Those are all out. I know Jay did a whole bunch of digging with the same kind of scenario, got those things out. Obviously, he's going to be a little more constrained than we will because he's got probably the bulk of the deciduous shade tree stuff like that. He might come to the end sometime later next week, but there are some things we can dig later, like oaks. We can usually go a little bit later. So that's where we are. We're coming up. There's still a last minute opportunity to get a couple more sales in, especially conifers. I feel pretty confident we can be digging conifers the week of the 25th and not have any issues. We might even be able to go into the 1st of May. Usually most of the conifers don't start to break growth until after Mother's Day. So, but that's where digging is.